And as we look at the light, you cannot forget about the cross. The cross is the most important, well, I would say the second most important symbol in all of Christ. Without the cross, there couldn't be the resurrection, and without the resurrection, nothing means anything. So I would say it's the second most. And Philippians 2:8 says, being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. So he humbled himself first off and came to earth as this little child with poor family. And then he even went even further than that, and he was willing to die on the cross for us. And what's the point of him dying? Really, it's the gift. We see Jesus as the light, and we see the cross as what he does. But the gift that we get out of it is really the most important thing. We can see all that Christ has done, and then see what he's given for us. And John 3:16 says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And the gift that he has given us is everlasting life, eternal life, the ability to go from spending an eternal life in hell to being able to spend an eternal life with him, something that we couldn't do on our own. Christmas is about Christ, not just as a baby in a manger, not as the Son of Mary, nor even as the man that healed so many, but it's about the God-man that came to earth to die on the cross and rise again 3 days later. Why did he do this? What's so significant? As I said before, the significance is eternal life. That's the end-all, be-all of this whole thing, is eternal life. John 3:15 says that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. And then he continues to go on and explain why, with the fact that God gave his Son. God gave us this gift so that we could have it. And in this time of year, Christmas for me, this year, especially with me going, I didn't want much because I don't have much room anyways, but I've never been somebody that could write out a whole list of things that I wanted. And I honestly find more joy in giving, and I think God is really that same way, is he loves to give. And he gave us the greatest gift, his Son. John 10:28 says, and I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. And really, that's what this season is all about, is God came as this poor little child. He grew up, died on the cross for us, and rose again so that we could have eternal life and know for sure that we're going to heaven. And if you haven't come to that place yet, I pray that you would come talk to me, come talk to one of the deacons so that we can share with you, make sure that you understand all that I've just shared, and just understand what truly Christ did for you. And I just ask that you would just come, because that's the biggest thing, especially in this time of year. How could you not accept the biggest and greatest gift that God has ever given you? I have a short video before I close that just kind of wraps everything up with what I shared, and then I'll come back up and close. Hopefully it works.
Ah, Christmas. The time of year we celebrate the birth of Santa. Oh, I mean Jesus. Oh, oops, sorry about that. Those two have so much in common, I'm afraid I often get them confused. I mean, we usually think of them as both having beards and being surrounded by happy little children scurrying about. They both have quite an uncommon last name that starts with C. And what's with all the nicknames? They both have a ton of nicknames like Father Christmas, Prince of Peace, Saint Nicholas, Emmanuel, and so on. Speaking of names, does anybody else find it odd that they both somehow know everyone's name? And not just that, I hear they both like to keep detailed records on all of us. But they both seem like pretty generous guys, which is probably why we flood both of them with wish lists and then desperately hope they come through for us. The more I think of it, though, I guess there are a few important differences. For example, I don't think Jesus was known for wearing velvet, but Santa seems to be obsessed with it. Plus, no one has ever accused Jesus of breaking in through the chimney and eating all the cookies. In the end, I keep going back to Santa's naughty or nice distinction. If we're being totally honest, we'll probably find ourselves hoping Santa isn't too strict, or at least we hope he's grading on a curve. Jesus, on the other hand, came because none of us are nice enough. Of course, we keep trying to convince others and ourselves otherwise. Ultimately, Santa is about me and the stuff I so desperately want. But Jesus is about something more. The grace I so desperately need. Come to think of it, maybe they don't have that much in common after all.